Its precision and efficiency were incomparable to that of a crude woodworking knife. Then, a dramatic transformation occurred on the workbench's panel. Upgraded workbench, modified, current-bound tool, lithium battery circular saw, converted to mechanical drive. New crafting list unlocked. Refined wood planks, no longer rough timber, but standard materials suitable for flooring and wall assembly. Storage box reinforced wooden door, defense increased by 50. Composite wooden bow, requires bowstring. But the circular saw can carve perfect bow limbs. Jiangli gazed at the lengthy list of newly unlocked items, her breath quickening with anticipation. What if she bound the electric drill? Could she create a drill press? If she attached the nail gun, could it turn into an automatic trap? Jiangli felt she had stumbled upon a monumental glitch capable of altering the game's balance. Her eyes gleamed with fervor as she surveyed the toolbox, overflowing with instruments. Chapter 8. Exploiting the glitch as night deepened, the howling wind and snow battered against the wooden cabin's windows, producing a gentle, fragmented sound. Wrapped in a soft white bathrobe, Jiangli resembled a child who had just discovered a new toy, tirelessly transporting her treasured tools to the workbench. Electric drill, bind it. Angle grinder, bind it. Nail gun, bind it. The level seemed incompatible. Never mind, let us set it aside for now. This heavy reciprocating saw, let us bind it too. With each modern industrial marvel placed upon the workbench, the system's notification chimes rang incessantly, as if in a frenzy. High-precision drilling equipment binding successful. Unlocking. Precision drill press module powerful impact device binding successful. Unlocking. Pneumatic press module high-speed grinding equipment binding successful. Unlocking. Multifunctional grinder. The once primitive workbench had undergone a complete metamorphosis. The formerly smooth wooden surface was now adorned with various metal gears, linkages, and modified fixtures. It resembled a steampunk-inspired monstrosity, while it had lost the convenience of electric power. The mesmerizing complexity of its mechanical beauty was far more captivating. Just as Jiangli placed the final universal screwdriver onto the workbench, a thunderous roar erupted. The entire shelter trembled violently. It was not an earthquake, but rather a deep, resounding metallic crash emanating from beneath the ground. Following this, a blinding white light erupted directly from the workbench. Detected that player Spicy Chicken Burger has completed the full set of industrial-grade tool binding at their current level, LV2. System logic conflict is being reconstructed. Reconstruction complete. Congratulations to the player for achieving the milestone of the soul of the great craftsman. Achievement description. Through your solitary efforts, accompanied by a chest full of extraordinary tools, you have traversed the chasm of time. In this stone age, you have ignited the spark of the Industrial Revolution. As a reward, you have unlocked the epic-defining structure, Intermediate Mechanical Processing Workshop, Tool Room. Note, this building, originally designated for unlock at level 5 of the shelter, has now been forcibly implemented. All tools are now directly unlocked. Jiangli stood before the series of vibrant red exclamation marks, utterly bewildered. Forcibly implemented? A building meant for the 5th level shelter? Before she could grasp the situation, a cacophony of jarring metallic friction erupted from the clearing outside the shelter. Wrapping her bathrobe tightly around herself, she flung open the door and rushed out. The sight that greeted her made her gasp in astonishment. The previously spacious clearing, which had only accommodated a campfire, the main house, and a latrine, was now entirely occupied by a colossal structure. It was a robust factory, imbued with industrial essence. Constructed from gray-white stone bricks and rusted steel frameworks. Its size was astonishing. Nearly half of its walls extended beyond the 5-meter radius of the campfire's warmth, intruding directly into the biting wind and snow outside. The frigid metallic exterior reflected a ghostly glimmer in the firelight, creating a stark visual contrast with the adjacent primitive wooden cabin. It was as if a modern workshop had miraculously descended upon a primitive tribe. Is this the tool room? Jiangli swallowed hard and quickly approached the imposing iron door. She pushed it open with all her might. Inside, it was not particularly warm, as a significant portion remained outside the campfire's reach, but the flickering light from outside illuminated the interior's furnishings. At its center stood a colossal integrated mechanical processing table. The circular saws, electric drills, and angle grinders she had previously acquired had vanished, replaced by intricately designed mechanical modules seamlessly integrated into the workbench. Nearby were several substantial machines, a hefty manual semi-automatic lathe, a gigantic hydraulic forging hammer, and even a device resembling a CNC machine tucked away in the corner. With trembling hands, Jiangli caressed the cold metal handwheel of the lathe. Intermediate Mechanical Processing Workshop, no energy status, function unlocks, complete blueprint unlock. As long as you possess the blueprints, whether for intricate firearm components or complex vehicle bearings, you can manufacture them here without waiting for the shelter's level to rise. Tool integration. All tools you brought have become part of this workshop and no longer consume electricity. Instead, they draw upon mechanical durability and the tool room's energy. Current status. Due to a lack of electric fuel, all automated devices are inoperative. Despite the absence of power and fuel, Jiang Li's fingers glided over the stationary conveyor belts and motors. Yet, this was already astonishingly overpowered. Under normal circumstances, players aspiring to craft a more intricate crossbow or a handcart equipped with bearings would typically have to wait until they reached a level 3 or even level 4 shelter to unlock the requisite technology tree. However, now, as long as she possesses the materials and blueprints, even the construction of a bicycle can be effortlessly accomplished in this workshop. Is this the joy of exploiting a glitch? Jiang Li, captivated, turned the crank of the lathe. Watching the tool rest move with precision under the guidance of the lead screw, the unique smoothness of machinery filled her with delight. At that moment, the system panel reappeared. New building unlocked experience 50. Experience 0 100. Congratulations, player Spicy Chicken Leg Fortress has leveled up to LV2. A warm sensation coursed through her body, and Zhongli felt her physical prowess undergo another significant transformation. She opened her attributes panel. Name, Zhongli, Spicy Chicken Leg Fortress. Level, 2, Skilled Survivor. Attribute changes, Strength, 11-12, Human Limit Level. Your grip can effortlessly crush an apple. And lifting 100 pounds is a trivial matter. Agility, 8-9, Average Athlete Level. Your reaction and running speed have surpassed that of ordinary individuals. Constitution, 6-7, Healthy Female. Your resistance to cold and disease has significantly improved. In addition to these 3 primary attributes, several dynamic value bars appeared below. Mood, 95,100, Extremely Joyful. Health, 98,100, aside from a slight lactic acid buildup. You are as robust as an ox. Hunger, 80,100, Hydration, 75,100. Strength had remarkably reached 12 points. Zhongli gazed at her hands. Although they remained slender and fair, devoid of any exaggerated musculature despite the increase in strength, she could distinctly feel that she had transformed. It seemed that the system's strength assessment was not based on physique. The augmentation of strength did not alter her form. Otherwise, one could only imagine the exaggerated musculature that would accompany human limit level strength. What a fortune! With satisfaction, Zhongli closed the heavy iron door of the tool room. Though this grand creation could only be admired for now, it instilled boundless confidence within her. Once she finds a generator and sources petroleum, Zhongli glanced back at the imposing metal factory that occupied half her vision, her mind already envisioning a future where weapons are produced on an assembly line, or even the manufacture of snowmobiles. It was so cold. In her previous excitement, she had momentarily forgotten the chill, but now, as that exhilaration faded, the cold crept in through the hem of her robe. Zhongli hastily tightened her collar and jogged back to the warmth of the main house. Although the night's endeavors had been exhausting, the rewards felt like a dream beginning. She reclined once more on the straw-covered wooden bed, draped in a somewhat tattered coat. The flickering firelight danced across the walls through the gaps in the wooden cabin. Outside, the howling wind and snow raged, a cacophony of despair, where over 4,000 souls struggled on the brink of death. Good night, Zhongli, she whispered to herself in her heart. In this shattered world, she is destined to thrive. Truly, she shall flourish. With a heart brimming with delight, Zhongli soon drifted into a peaceful slumber. Chapter 9. Strange marks as the gentle morning light filtered through the crevices of the wooden cabin. Zhongli slowly opened her eyes. This sleep had been remarkably sound. The enveloping warmth and sense of security momentarily led her to believe she was still nestled in her home on Earth. It was only upon catching sight of the rough-hewn wooden ceiling and the white bathrobe provided by the system that she regained her senses. It was the third day. Zhongli sat up and instinctively accessed the server channel. Current online users, 45, 12, 10,000. The numbers hovered just above 4,500. Compared to the drastic decline on the first day, the death toll last night was merely over 400. This was not only due to the survivors adapting to the harsh rules, but also because these days marked the new player support period. As long as one refrained from reckless behavior, survival was feasible with the bread and water supplied by the system. The atmosphere in the channel had noticeably brightened, no longer dominated by despairing wails. Brothers, anyone interested in forming a team? I just noticed that my camp, heading east, has a visible campfire. Is it one of yours? I want to team up too. It's too frightening alone. I heard wolves howling all night, and I couldn't sleep a wink. Is that true? I haven't seen any other survivors nearby my camp. Looking for a strong ally. I can sing and tell jokes. Just give me something to eat. As Zhongli observed the scrolling requests for team formation and friend connections, she pondered thoughtfully. Indeed, humans are social creatures. Once they catch their breath, they instinctively seek companionship. However, Zhongli furrowed her brow at the thought of socializing. She was, in fact, plagued by severe social anxiety, and in this apocalyptic backdrop, where trust was scarce, engaging with strangers posed significant risks. Yet, complete isolation was not an option. She recalled the lone wolf, who had traded materials with her yesterday, as well as this snowstorm night returner, who had exchanged meat for wood. The trading system was currently the sole means of circulation within this game. Without connections, even if she were to craft exquisite equipment in the future, she would struggle to find buyers. Conversely, if she were in urgent need of rare materials, the lack of information could lead to missed opportunities. Thus, she resolved to remain vigilant, seeking out a few seemingly reliable and not overly extreme trading partners to add as friends. Zhongli silently established her strategy. Do not proactively seek companionship. Do not refuse trade. Maintain distance and prioritize interests. After taking her time with her morning routine, she luxuriated in the warmth of washing with water. Indeed, a luxury in this place. Zhongli approached the large wooden box outside to retrieve her supplies for the day. White bread X3, bottled water X3, freshly squeezed juice, apple flavor, X1, more bread again. Zhongli nibbled on the white bread. Softer than the dark variety, yet still rather bland, her brow furrowed in concern. The issue of food sources must be addressed. Relying solely on the system's meager provisions would stave off starvation, but it certainly would not suffice for true nourishment. Moreover, this support period lasts merely 5 days. Should she fail to secure a stable food source by then, would she resort to gnawing on tree bark? Furthermore, she has been particularly preoccupied with the notion of the random reward box. It is often recounted in the channel how others, scarcely having ventured far, stumble upon boxes containing chocolates, biscuits, or even canned meat. Yet, up until now, apart from the initial fixed supply box, she has not encountered a single reward box. Could it be that I have become too reclusive? Zhongli pondered. Over the past couple of days, her movements have